We actually took a venture to the cinema.
Yeah.
Good lord. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah. And, yeah. It was fun.
You can't handle the truth!
Good evening. Welcome to You Can't Handle the Truth Movies. My name's Chris. This is James. And tonight we're going to talk about a working man. Levon Kay left his profession behind to work construction and be a good dad to his daughter that he sees once every 2 weeks. But when a local girl vanishes, he's asked to return to the skills that made him a mythic figure in the shadowy world of counter-terrorism. It is a Jason Statham film.
Definitely is a Jason Statham.
Produced by Jason Statham and Sylvester Stallone, pretty much.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Sly, wasn't it? Was it?
Of course he was. Visuals.
Oh, I forgot we discussed visuals. I mean, they did do some nice shots of the
They
skyline
really
of
did.
the city in that on the big screen. That looked quite nice. The action, I'd comment on the action scenes. So sometimes I don't like an action like when they use too much shaky cam and you can't really see what's going on. They had a nice blend of like action scenes that were quick, but you knew what was still happening.
Yeah.
So there's some movies that do that and it's so quick and shaky. It's like, yeah, I can't really watch this. But it was visually okay.
I'd say the same. Visually, it was okay, yeah.
It wasn't really trying to do much other than the odd explosion or fight with the visuals. Like, the one thing that was good, it didn't use abundances of like CGI fire. They do that a lot lately, don't they?
Yeah.
You've got something to say.
There's so
you're
many
having to build up to it.
There's so many
Hey
things
Chris,
to say
you
about
go
this film.
first. So what did you like about this film? Just give us an overview of your thoughts in general of this film.
Okay, what I liked about this film is I knew what I was going in to watch. I knew from the get-go it was a Jason Statham film. It was going to be him beating a load of people up, saving somebody. Like 90% of his films are. I knew that, so I went to go watch. So I wanted to see, and that's what I got. What did I dislike about the film?
Well, we got through the likes pretty quickly.
They brought in so many parts to this character of which they did not actually tell you about or go into detail on anything, that it was all completely fucking pointless. And it really, really agitated me.
Yeah.
A lot. And they did it with not just one character, but constantly. More and more and more. And then they were like, they brought all these different elements in. I was like, oh, now there's the Russian mafia. I'm like, okay. But they didn't explain any of it, really.
Oh, good, because I was going to ask you a few questions. One, at the beginning, when them mob people come in and he beats them up, were they part of the Russian mob from the end of the film?
Nope.
No, I didn't think
completely
they were.
separate.
Yeah, I didn't think
They
they
were
were.
just-
They're just some random thugs.
They were just, yeah.
And then they're just gone.
Yeah, exactly. So they had no point.
You think it's going to be about one? You think it's going to be one film? You know what it's going to be, but you just don't know how it's going to get there. Because he did a lot of them older films where he's like in London, a bit more gritty, and you think, oh, it's going kind of down that path, and it's more about an emotional story because he's talking about his finances with lawyers and this, and all of a sudden it's like, nope, we're on a roll. We're on a roll.
None of that was
and
needed.
he was like, I'm not helping you at all, and the next thing was like, yeah, let's go and do it. It's like that was the next question. Why did he change his mind so dramatically from not helping at all to deciding to help?
There was nothing that happened that made him go, actually, I should do this. And they kept coming back to that hook, which was, I said, I've got her back.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the weakest ass hook.
Do you agree with me on this? Because I was trying to pay. I know this is one of our main reviews, so I was trying to, and I really like Jason Statham movies, but you get what you get, which is good. But I do agree with you, like, do you not feel the girl that was kidnapped at not one point had any bother about being kidnapped? Like, even when she was pushed in the puddle with a shotgun, she just didn't seem to care. She was just like,
well,
yeah, it's Tuesday. And then, like, when that guy went to, I'm not going to say, but when he got her out of the bag and she bit his face, like, and not at one point she seemed scared or terrorised.
You didn't see her by his face either.
No.
So the bit of action that would have required a bit of actual acting,
Yeah.
you didn't see happen.
And she's hanging up at the end, and she's just hanging there like, yeah. She doesn't seem scared at all that she's been kidnapped and she's been gone for days. She's
Yeah,
not like-
she should. I mean, she would have been beaten a little bit. She was drugged.
and at one point did she seem scared or bothered? She was just like, yeah, so I go, yeah, I'm in a bag. Why wouldn't I be in a bag?
Or when she walked out at the end, I'm like, why? What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, right, okay, good. They put some good people in there. Like, they had David Harbour.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I was like, okay, good character. And then I went, oh, he's blind.
He
And
can't do anything.
He shot the bow and arrow, and it just missed. And he went, oh, if I couldn't hear you. I was like, oh, they're gonna use. They've introduced this character to use him, because it's gonna be like an interesting scene.
Well, they did use him to sit there. And he made dinner.
You're home now, brother. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, he made dinner at the end. That was nice of him. Because that's what I thought. When he took her back to the cabin, his daughter to the cabin, Jason Statham took his daughter to the cabin to be looked after. I thought the mother was going to look after, or his missus.
And they were going to go together.
And they were going to go, and then he was going to be in the background to help out. Because I was like, Jason Statham, I know it's that kind of movie. It's like an Arnie movie where they wipe everyone out. I get that, that's fine. But there were so many bad guys with machine guns, bazookas, and I was like, come on, you could have at least one backup guy with just Statham with his steel chin.
He's on the motorbike around the way. They've got fully automatic weapons. They're shooting. There's a thin road, trees either side. They're shooting at him on a motorbike, no protection. Not once.
Yeah, but he goes like that.
Oh, characters. Okay. The Russian people at the end, and he's like, "Well, I'm not going to let this stand." Right at the end, and the Russian mafia were like, "Well,
because it wasn't just the Russian mafia, was it? There was like a conglomerate called the Brotherhood."
Yes.
And then it was like various different families of the mafia in it. And then when he wanted his own way at the end, they're like, "No, the Brotherhood's not." But even though all his children were murdered,
but
they
they said,
hang on.
They said, yeah, but they would hunt you.
Yeah, but then when Statham's leaving at the end, Statham doesn't know he's in the clear. He knows there's more of them, but he's just like content. Yeah, we've done
killed everyone.
Done
They
job.
knew
But the other
where.
guy
They
stood
knew,
just there.
they knew my name. They knew where my daughter was. They got her grandfather in a house.
Yeah.
And he just rides off like, well, that's done. All right, and this is another thing. They brought them two really high level Russian hitmen.
Oh, the blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde hair and the bald, and and they walked into that Demi character, who again, a character that wasn't.
I mean,
really,
they just had the biggest guns, really, didn't they?
Yeah, but there was when I saw, because obviously he fought the Air Force guy. They said my fight was never with you, and he's like, I know, brother, but finish the job. And I'm like, there's no need for that. You're a bad guy. You're gonna send fucking drugs.
Yeah, I mean, he was
kids.
pretty bad. Yeah.
No, just kill him. It doesn't matter. Don't feel sorry for him. It's ridiculous. Then they come in. I was like, oh,
Is he the black guy that had it through the neck?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I was making. I watched that. And I was thinking.
And that was a good fight scene.
Yeah, but he was a really bad guy.
Yeah.
I was like, why are they mates all of a sudden? Now he's put a knife through his throat.
Also, they did one deal. We put something around, and the next time we met him, when Demi was there, he was like, "Yeah, hi, brother." No. That's not how any kind of business works ever. Anyway, fine. Dead. These two big guys come in, huge gun, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's gonna be. No. He gets his little thing out, shoots, and then throws a fucking grenade, and that's it. They're done. There was no fight. That was it. So they built them up to be really scary and just killed them.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Nothing. And I was a bit.
I mean, he did. To be fair though, in terms of the movie's runtime, he had so many people he needed to kill. He had to get through a bit.
Also, and they're like, yeah, when he opens his burner phone. So I tell you what, they're under your front seat.
Yeah.
If they went into your car and put the drugs there, they definitely saw the fucking camera. Yeah, we've been watching them the whole fucking time. There was one bit when the motorbike bar, and he parks in the bush, and then she goes, sneaky fucker, I've got you. I thought, thank fuck you didn't just go, well, I didn't see him because he was in a bush in a fucking huge dog.
We've digged on it a bit. I did like the movie though.
I did like it.
Because I wasn't expecting anything different. And I liked it even more because when at the beginning it started, and you got those two with the uncle, the two with I was trying to say what they were wearing, but I have no idea what they were wearing. And it was their brand with the hats and the suits.
Yes.
And I thought, this is gonna get really British and really just kind of naff. And it kind of ever from the point where he kicks him into the water on the chair, I thought the film got better and better and moved along quicker and it just went a lot better. But from the beginning, they were like really back and forth. Like, what kind of movie is this going to be? Like, we know it's going to be Jason Statham kicking loads of asses, but like,
there was no development.
No,
there was loads of like.
But
Oh,
I'm glad they decided to just put some stuff out there and then just skip past it. They
No!
should have just not put it in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
just don't put it in.
But
Do you know what he could have done instead? Punch another person in the face.
I agree with you, but I'm glad they did just skip over it because at first I was like, this is gonna be becoming like a movie where it's like, oh, he's got to get as much money, he's got to contact the lawyer, there's going to be a scene with the lawyer's face. I didn't want to see any of that, but they were making out like that's where it was going to go for just a little bit of the movie.
You think that was just a misdirection?
I don't know what it was, but I thought, no.
Also, the granddad hates
yeah.
him because he blamed him for his daughter dying, committing suicide.
Yes.
Right? You briefly get that explanation. Then he goes and upsets the mafia, puts his whole family in danger. They beat him up, light the house on fire while he's tied up in there. He goes in, gets him out. Is that all cool?
No, it wasn't all cool.
Oh,
he goes up to him and says, "This whole what you've done." He has a go at him.
Yeah, and his daughter goes, "He could have just left you in there." He went, "I'll take that in consideration." And then just like, "Okay, thanks."
Bearing in mind the mafia's still there now, like for the second one. But there was like so many mafia characters. It cleared up quite well. Like you know who was who, but there was just like so many mafia characters, let alone the biker gangs and. I was like, this person's above this person, above this person's above this person.
Why were the biker gang getting involved at the end? Because they had done business with them. It's not their fault.
Well, they would be that guy, the blonde guy. He was the distributor, so he was giving them the drugs to distribute down. So I assume they was thinking if they all die, they have no business anymore. Let alone all the other stuff they were doing, like with the women and that. So, yeah.
Fine. Okay, let's just.
But anyway, the good news is Jason Statham sorts them out. The action, when the action was going on, I enjoyed the action. It was the only thing I would say about the action is that there was nothing really new in it. Like there was no gimmicky bits or
if you've watched,
like in Rambo when you think you've seen all the Rambo, but then he goes up and rips his foot. There's like just a bit that's a little bit more like ooh. There was
Rambo where he jumps on the big turret gun, spins around, shoots
exactly.
and explodes.
There's loads of. Gimmicky bits, but this one was just very straightforward. He's
if you've
just
seen,
going to shoot everybody.
If you've seen any of his other films, if you want to know what the martial arts are like, watch Transporter. Any of the Transporter films, that's how he fights.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same. And then like does he use knives in?
In which one?
I know he does in this a bit.
He doesn't work. He uses them quite a bit.
I mean, that's just him in
Expendables.
Yeah, that's his. He
was like a blend of all his characters, which was all his characters are murdering military people. The movie. So from the beginning, the movie was better than I thought it was going to be. The action was good enough for me, and to be honest, regardless of the story, again, like it was what you was going to go and watch. You weren't.
Yeah, no, you got what you wanted.
So I don't know, but it would be in the middle of the pack for me. Of Jason Statham movies.
Yeah, he's done
I'm
better
just thinking
ones.
of his other ones. Like, I can think of ones he's better in and that I just enjoyed more and they're easier to watch. And then there's definitely ones that are not as good.
So other ones always had his daughter in. Was it Homeland or something like that?
What was at school?
Yeah, and like
James Franco's the bad guy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
everyone James Franco can stand up to Jason Statham. That makes sense. But anyway, that's how I thought the beginning of this film was going to be. They got more lawyery than that because he has to get involved with the school and there's an incident. It's a bit more.
Yeah, but that was okay.
Yeah, but
that was way better acting.
It was a different film. Like it wasn't. Yeah. That wasn't a flat out. He just murders everybody, but he just had to murder everyone anyway at the end, just quickly. This was more like he just has to continuously murder everybody. And also, how come there's only one police car in the whole county?
Oh yeah.
And she just happened to run into it. I was like, fair enough, but there's no other police anywhere in the whole movie. So for the whole movie. There's bombs going off, shots fired, and there's only ever one police car. It doesn't matter where they are.
It's a bit like when she turns around, the cop turns around and goes, "I'm so fucking sorry." Yeah, no, you're not. Because if you were so sorry, guess what? You wouldn't just be giving them back to the bad guys.
You know who the police have access to? All the other police. And you know the only thing bigger than the mob is probably all of the police. So just pick a side. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Don't lie and say you're sorry, because you're not, and no one wants to hear it. No one cares.
Yeah, but they were a bit useless characters.
Yeah. Okay, good. Right.
Anything I want to get out before we finish this one off? Because I feel like we could just go on forever with this one. But
do you know what I'm really upset about? When he pulled out that shotgun at the start of the film in the building site.
Yeah.
You never get to see him shoot a shotgun at somebody
until like
until like
shoot people
until the apartment But I feel that shotgun murders are just so much.
Dude, the apartment scene was like one scene later. It literally went from there
Oh,
to
dude.
and it's like, what?
And it's just so much more like when you shoot with a handgun, like oh, and they die, and you're like oh. But when they just blow across the, I love that. Why could you just do that all the time? What was it, the M14? Why would you go into a house? Because let's be honest here. Yeah, it's got a good sized clip. It's single fire. You can shoot a lot of people for reloading. Get that. Had a nice big scope on it. So it's got a long arm, which as you're trying to walk around small spaces is really fucking long. What the fuck was that?
He had the Bluetooth on it.
Yeah.
But
why
like,
that
so
fucking
you
gun?
get that one guy that was pinning him down. Yet before he killed half of the whole rest of the team, but they had guns at all different angles. They didn't bother him at all. But this one guy who had a big gun did bother him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get
Why that gun? That was the wrong gun for the job.
I don't know. I don't know enough about guns.
Okay. Well, no, it just was.
Okay. Let's rate it then.
Okay, out of 10, 6.
6. If this was me reviewing it based just upon all movies in general, I'd give it 5.5.
Okay.
I was going to say 5. I'd give it a 5.5. But for a Jason Statham movie, based on Jason Statham movies specifically, I'd give it a 7.
Wow, a 7.
But yeah, but my you can take either score. For all movies, I'll give it a 5.5. For Jason Statham movies, I'll give it a 7. Because I really like Jason Statham movies.
I love it.
So some of the ones I really like, I'll be like 9 in them. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm going to do a conclusion. Because we don't normally do that.
So he's 7 for me.
Okay.
So what was yours? 6?
6.
So 6.5.
Right. Perfect. This film is utter rubbish. But it's really great, enjoyable fun. Everybody gets beaten up. Jason Statham's amazing rubbish. And that means you want to watch it.
Yeah, we're getting a bit copy out with these answers, aren't we?
No,
because if you like Statham, you're going to watch him.
And you know what you're
everyone I
get.
spoke to that I know likes Jason Statham's like, we're going to look forward to this movie. We can't wait to watch this movie on Friday or Saturday after work. It's like, yeah, well, that's because we know it's Jason Statham. But if you like movies in general, you like you, I don't know, it's like not the best movie ever.
No, don't look for plot holes.
So what's our score between us then?
I mean, would you really give it a 7? I mean, 6,
Trying to change my score, look.
I think 6 is a really solid number.
You know, I would take it down from a 7
great.
just because that girl weren't even scared she was kidnapped. Because if she was even bothered, I'd be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he had to do all that to get her back. But, like, all the family was crying. He was, oh, I'm going to get her back. But it didn't seem to really matter because she didn't seem to give a shit that she was kidnapped in anyway. She was just like, yeah. So, I'll take it down to 6.5. And I said it was 5.5 and 7, so 6.5. Yours is 6, so 6.2. 6.25.
6.2.
6.1254?
6.2.
6.2, a working man.
Let us know what you think. Give us your views and opinions.
And what's the best Jason Statham movie?
Oh, yeah, definitely. What's the best Jason Statham movie you've watched?